Hey friends, welcome back to Call Me After Coffee. My name is Bree. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been around for a while, thanks for coming back. Today I'm doing the middle grade book tag. This is a tag made by the Curly Reader. I will link her channel and the video down below with all the questions and everything. I was tagged by my friend Katie from Life Between Words, and I'm going to get right into this because it's been a hot minute since she tagged me, and I swear I didn't forget, but I was sick and my voice was broken, and then I had other things I needed to put up, so I remembered, I'm here, and we're going to do this. So the first question is, what was the last middle grade book that you read? And if I am remembering correctly, and I think I am, the last one that I read was Sweep by Jonathan Auxier, and this is definitely one of my favorite books that I've ever read. I loved this so much. It is definitely making it onto my favorites list of the year. This book was so beautiful, and it's got a beautiful message for younger readers, but it has a beautiful message for older readers as well. I was not expecting to love this the way that I did or have it just hug my soul the way that it did, but I thought this book was beautifully written. It deals with grief and loss and love, and it's just, oh, it's so beautiful. You've got some of my favorite sort of themes in it: broken childhoods, found family. This story was just beautiful. What is a middle grade book someone read to you as a child? I don't remember. It was probably something read by a teacher, because by the time I learned how to read, I didn't like being read to anymore. I like to experience all the stories myself, which I'm still kind of like that. I'm trying to think. I really can't think of a story that, my parents never ever read me any chapter books. They read picture books as a kid, but once I was reading chapter books, no one ever actually read them to me anymore. What was your favorite middle grade book as a child? I don't know where they all are anymore, but I do still have my copy of Charlotte's Web that I actually got for my birthday in 1997, and I loved this book. I got it when I was 7 years old. I adored it. I thought it was wonderful. I have since read it as an adult, part of it anyway, with Rainer. Oh, still has my old Tweety bookmark in it. I definitely don't love it as much as I did as a kid, but I think that's because there's a lot of, and that's what this means, and this means this, and there's a lot of extra explanation that I don't need, but I still think it's a perfect book for kids. I also, when I was a little bit older, maybe 10, 11, I really loved a book called Trapped in Ice. I'll try and put the cover up beside me here. And it's about this girl who is on a boat, and I don't really remember it a lot, but I remember adoring this book. And this boat literally gets trapped in ice. They get all frozen in, and then they have to abandon the ship somehow and start trekking across this ice. I believe someone dies in it. I vaguely remember, and I think it's written in diary entries, which I always loved. And also just any of the Dear Canada books as a kid. I absolutely loved the pioneer Dear Canada. Clearly my historical fiction roots run deep. What is your favorite middle grade book as an adult? And I only got back into middle grade really this year, in March pretty much. And you guys are gonna go and make me pick a favorite. This is hard. They're very different, and I loved them for different reasons. I would probably have to pull up Sweep again, even though it was my most recent read. This is probably my favorite, but Nevermore was also wonderful. Also has a broken childhood sort of scenario, a found family scenario. The whimsy is beautiful. So I would have to go somewhere between these two. What is your favorite middle grade author? Maybe Lemony Snicket. I really loved the series of Unfortunate Events books. I'm only going with him because I read the most of that author's books, because I think I read the first 5 or 6 in the series. I never ended up finishing it. I would love to at some point. What middle grade do you think should be required reading in school? This is not a book that I have read yet, so I can't really recommend it, but it's been so highly recommended to me that I want to say The War That Saved My Life. I haven't read it yet, so take that with a grain of salt, but the way that the story sounds like something that would be really impactful for kids. It's, as far as I know, about a little girl who is born with a club foot. So you have this aspect of a disability in the book, and then her mother treats her very cruelly, and she ends up getting sent away during the war, which actually ends up improving her quality of life, plus you get a little bit of knowledge on the war, I'm assuming. So I feel like that would probably be one, once I read it, that I would recommend. But other than that, like I said, I haven't read enough to know. What is your favorite middle grade book cover? It's not a fair question because middle grade books are like the most beautiful books on the planet. They are so pretty, and I'm having a hard time picking a favorite. But I loved Snow and Rose. I also loved the illustrations that are inside. I think this is absolutely beautiful. And I'm only picking books that I own right now because there are so many I've seen. The next one is Green Glass House. I think all the covers I've seen by Kate Milford are gorgeous. I know she's not the illustrator, but all her books have like a similar style, and all the covers are beautiful and I love them. And then for a classic, I have The Secret Garden, which I'm reading to Owl right now. This is an illustrated version, and I think that this is one of the most stunning covers that I own. I think it's so, so neat, and Adelaide is obsessed with it as well. The last question on the list is, what is your favorite middle grade book-to-screen adaptation? I remember Bridge to Terabithia made me cry like a baby when I watched it. I haven't seen The Secret Garden in years and years and years and years, but I loved it when I was a kid, and I would like to rewatch it after I finish reading it to Adelaide. I did love Charlotte's Web as well. That was another one that was a good movie. And other than that, I can't think of any, and I haven't read Bridge to Terabithia. I've only seen the movie, but the movie made me cry, so I bought the book because I figured the book will also make me cry. But those are all I can think of off the top of my head. I know this tag was going around for a bit way back in March, and I figure I'm just gonna throw a couple tags down below. If you guys don't have time to do it, that's totally fine. But I'm going to tag Liv's Library, Zoe Reads, except I think she changed her channel name to just her name, and I cannot remember what her last name is. And I'm gonna tag Kaylin from Kaylin Abridged, because I think you guys also read middle grade, and I'm pretty sure that everyone else I know who reads middle grade already did this tag or was tagged. Also, if you wanna answer any of the questions from this video, feel free to drop a comment down below while you're down there. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss future notifications. I do upload most Mondays and Thursdays, and I will talk to you guys all soon. Thanks so much. Bye.